Hi, welcome everybody. It's Mike Newton here again at Lytham Golf Academy. We're going to talk about hitting the perfect draw golf shot. Okay, everybody generally wants to hit a draw. It's a very desirable shot, yet many golfers I see will hit fades, slices, or when they're trying to hit a draw, they end up probably just pulling it left of target. So we're going to talk about what we need to produce in terms of a swing path, and also then a face relationship to that path to hit the perfect draw. Now when we say the perfect draw, we're talking about a ball that will start slightly right of target and then draw back to target, okay, which I would always call as a more of a functional sort of draw. So you could hit a draw, but the ball might start left, then draw further left. Yes, it's a draw, but it's not a draw to a target, okay? So there's a big difference of the path relationship and then looking at where the club face is pointing in that relationship to that path to hit that perfect draw. Right, so as many of us will know, to hit a draw we need to have that in to out swing path, okay? But how do we achieve that swing path of that in to out and not that over the top, that out, that dreaded sort of out to in? Because we hit an out to in swing path, we can't hit that perfect draw to target, okay? So, you know, to try and get that swing path that works a little bit more into out, then generally speaking we've got to have a backswing where it starts to sort of feel like we're just flattening that shaft out a little bit on this downswing, and the club comes from more of a behind position, which allows us to swing from that slightly from that inside to out as we go through the into the follow through. Now, what do we do with that club face? Okay, now if this club face points at target, or generally speaking, I'll rephrase this, 80 to 90% of the time through contact with the golf ball, the ball will start where that face points. Okay, always remember that, because if we were to hit this ball that starts right and then draws back to target, this club face needs to be pointing right of target. Now a lot of you will be sat there thinking, well, that is an open club face, and you're right, it's an open club face in relation to that target line, okay? But we've got to get the path working further to the right of that club face. So for instance, if the target is obviously at 0, my club face position is 2 degrees open in relation to that target, so it's 2 degrees pointing to the right, and my path is working 3 or say 4 degrees further to the right, then my face is 2 degrees close to my path. That is going to create a draw shot, subject to strike and maybe other things in there, but ultimately that's going to, on a good strike, that's going to generate a right to left ball flight that will start right because the face is pointing there, and then we'll draw back to target, which is what we're going to call this perfect draw shape. Okay, so just to go through this a little bit more detail here, we're going to use this white stick here as our target line, so that's running to our target, okay? The yellow stick here is going to be our club path, okay? So as we said, we want to feel that club path work slightly from this inside to the outside. Okay, now when we talk about in to out, it doesn't really ever get to the out position, but what will happen in reality, it'll be more sort of in to square to in, which is more that natural sort of arc here, but obviously all the terminology works in to out. So there's, say, argument's sake, that swing path working, say, 3 degrees in to out, okay? Now the red stick here is going to be where our face points at point of contact, at impact. Okay, so for instance, if our club face is pointing at target, okay, and we're swinging 3 in to out, then the ball will start on target because that's where the club face is pointing, and then it'll draw left of target and finish to the left. Okay, if this club face points left of target, so closed in relation to your target, then it's more closed to your path, this angle gets greater, the ball will start left and then draw left, or probably start to hook more left, okay? At the same scenario, where the club face then starts to point more open to your path, okay? I'll try and do this without these sticks flying everywhere. So more open to the path, and more open obviously to target, then the ball will start right, and because it's open to the path and pointing further right than your path, the ball will start right and fade or slice to the right. So the ideal window here to get this club face to point as you're swinging 3 degrees into out is sort of halfway between that target and the path. So basically that club face is bisecting that relationship between that target and your path line. So it's slightly close to your path, but it's slightly open to your target, which again sometimes can confuse a few people. But I think when you explain it like this, that it's the face relationship to the path that is the key here to help shape the shots. We want to start that ball right, so this point's too open, but it's close to our path. So the ball start right and draw back to target. Right, let's try and put this into practice here. I'm going to try and hit this perfect draw. Pressure is on here. So I'm going to try and get my path work in about 3-4 degrees, maybe inside. And I'm going to get my face in relation to my target 2 degrees open, which would then make it 2 degrees closed to my path to try and hit that perfect draw. Let's try and give this one a go. Right, okay. Well, I've seen a bit of a draw there. It might be just fractionally left of target, but I'm seeing a right to left ball flight. Okay, and yeah, that's just finished slightly left of target there. Let's have some look at some path and face numbers here and see how that looked in relation to what we've just talked about. Okay, right, let's have a look at some numbers here. So first of all, we're going to look at path. So bingo, hit my 3 degrees that I was trying to do into out. Now, where's my club face in relation to target? Right, so it is open, but only by 0.6. So effectively, I'm pretty much at target there. So I didn't quite get my club face in that sort of maybe 1.5, 2 degrees open to target. Now, what I have done there is delivered it, obviously, because that's only 0.6 open to target and my path is 3 into out, my club face is 2.4 close to target. So there's my draw, but I didn't quite start it far enough right because my face wasn't pointing enough right. So that's where you saw that ball flight there, draw, but it just started a bit too much on target, then drew just left of target. So not quite that perfect draw I was after. Right guys, so there is how to hit that perfect draw in terms of, I didn't quite demonstrate that, I know, but in terms of what the theory of path-face relationship. So if anybody tells you can't hit a draw with an open club face, then they're wrong, okay? And you gotta ask the question, what is it open to? Is it open to a path or is it open to the target? Now, open to target, you can hit a draw. If it's open to your path, you can't hit goal, you can't hit draw shapes. Okay, so hopefully that might just clear up of how maybe you were thinking of hitting a draw. You know, a lot of guys I sort of talk to, pupils coming through, obviously everybody wants to hit that desirable draw shot. They know they have to swing into out, but that's as far as maybe the knowledge goes. And they say, well, I don't hit these draws. I'm swinging into out, or it feels I'm into out. And possibly we're seeing some into out numbers, but we're not seeing draws because of the face relationship isn't marrying up with that path. Okay, guys. Do comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you a draw of the golf ball? That might be natural. If you are, you're a lucky so-and-so. Because many golfers would love to hit that draw shot. I'm not saying draw is the shot you've got to hit, and it's the shot that you're going to make you a good golfer. There's plenty of good golfers out there will hit fades. It's more, most of the guys I generally see, I talk to, most golfers want to hit draw because that is a stronger ball flight. They pick up a little bit of yardage, and it's just a nice shape to really look at. Right, thanks for watching guys. Please do hit that subscribe button and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.